small weights, it'll come in handy. But you know, I try and teach it so you can use your body weight too. So it's not, you don't necessarily need the weights, but if you have small, I like to stay with the small weights. I don't like to go heavy.
Like
So,
what, 2 pounds?
like 5 pounds, 3 pounds to 5 pounds would be great.
Okay. And is that 9 o'clock or earlier?
Same time.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I look forward to this too. And I had everything lined up. And I go, please work, please work, please work.
Oh, you did it.
I go back to October 8th and put on Zoom. I have to figure out how to put it on an app or something. I'll figure it out.
Maybe. Yeah. We missed you last week, which is my first time back.
And oh, yay, Jim, how you doing?
And you missed a great big black screen that reportedly was Diane's. And I sent her a note afterwards giving her a hard time, but she said her dog always likes to wander into view. At any rate, so it was just the two of us, and it may be just you and I today.
Oh, good. Well, I thought Susie usually comes. I don't know. This is good though. This is live. I like live. Jim, I like live.
Susie was on her way back to Dallas last week. So she said she might join today.
Yeah, I like live stuff. Jim, how's your elbow?
Thank you. The doctor said the surgery and the original fracture have healed. I'm just now getting range of motion. I'm not quite there, so I'm 90%.
Perfect.
90% is great.
I now have an excuse for a lousy golf swing.
Hey, if it goes in the sand when no one's watching, just throw it out. That's what I tell my grandson. Don't get frustrated, just throw it out.
Yes. Well, should we get started?
Okay, let's do it.
Okay, very good. Well, welcome. Welcome to our Friday yoga. We're going to start in a pose that's called crocodile pose. And basically, you stack your fingertips like this. You lie down on your belly, and you're just going to rest your forehead on top of your stacked fingertips. So it's going to look like this. So elbows are way out to the side. You're stacking your fingertips. You're on your belly. You're resting your forehead on top of your fingertips. And then you just close your eyes for a few moments. And as you close your eyes, you just kind of allow the armpits to melt down towards the floor. I'm going to mute everyone here so that you can just relax and enjoy your practice. And then just begin to really just breathe into your belly. And as you breathe into the belly, feel how you can kind of feel into your back body. So inhale, feel into the back of your lungs, and continue breathing till you feel even your low back expanding. And then as you exhale, feel that kind of an emptying of the belly. Your inhalation is going to expand. You feel the belly expand, and maybe you even press into your mat with your full belly. And then as you exhale, you feel everything softening. You feel the armpits softening, the hips softening. And continue doing this a couple more times just to really feel yourself getting grounded and feeling yourself relaxing the shoulders, relaxing the forehead. Take a nice deep inhalation. Feel the lungs in your backside. So the majority of our lungs actually exist on our back side. So really feel those expand. And then continue breathing. Feel your low back expand and feel the belly push into the earth. And as you exhale, just soften the armpits, soften the hips, soften the shoulders. And one more time, inhale, inhale, inhale. And exhale. And then gently begin to press yourself up, and you're going to come into what's called a Sphinx pose. So, Jim, if this doesn't feel good on your elbow, you can stay where you are. If it's okay and you can press yourself on your forearms, go ahead and lift the chest up. Your elbows are going to be directly underneath the shoulders. So pull the elbows in. It's your hands are, fingertips are wide apart from each other. You're pressing the palms of your hands down onto the floor, and press that inner edge of your forearm down to the on the floor. And then as you do this, rotate the shoulders up and away from the ears, and then lift the chest up. This is called Sphinx pose, and it's a back bend. So, but I want you to feel like you're lengthening the front side of your body as opposed to dumping too much on your back. So really lift the heart through the collarbones and lift the head up, lift the chest up, and then soften the shoulders away from the ears. Notice if you're doing this where the shoulders are coming up, I'd rather you take the shoulders down the back and lift the chest up. And then take a nice deep inhalation. And exhale, lower the forehead back down to the floor. Take the arms out behind you like wings. Press the hands down, palms down onto the floor. Keep the forehead down on the floor. And then again, bring the shoulders all the way up to your ears and circle them all the way back down. So the shoulders are moving away from the ears. And then as you inhale, lift the left leg up behind you, and then lift the chest up. So the hands stay down on the floor, press your palms down, and use that strength in your palms to lift the chest up and lift the left leg up. Exhale, lower down, and inhale, lift the right leg up and lift the chest up. So we're going to come into this is called the locust pose or Shalabhasana. And exhale, lower down, and we're going to alternate side to side. So inhaling, left leg lifts up, the chest lifts, and exhale, lower, and inhaling, right leg lifts and the chest lifts. And exhale, lower, and do this one more time on both legs, on both sides. Inhaling, lifting the left leg up, the chest lifts, keep the shoulders away from the ears. And exhale, lower, and inhale, right leg up and the chest lifts up. And exhale, lower down. This time, I'd like you to lift the chest up first. Press your hands down, energize your legs, lift the knees, kneecaps off the ground, and then lift the toes up, lift the legs up. And if you like to, maybe you can come up on your fingertips, or maybe you can float the hands up too. So this is a full Shalabhasana pose. And think about extending, making your spine long. So you're not really lifting up towards the ceiling, but the crown of your head is reaching towards the front as your toes are reaching back behind you. Take a nice deep inhalation, lift up as if you're flying, and exhale, lower down, turn your head to one side and just rest for a moment. And then turn your head to the opposite side and rest for a moment. And then bring the forehead back down towards on the floor. Bring your feet together so that your ankles are trying to touch. They're not going to touch, but just pretend like your ankles are touching. Press your hips down. Press your hands down. As you inhale, lift the chest up. And then lift the legs off the ground. Press your hands down to lift up a little bit higher. Lift the hands up, float the hands all the way up. Now we're going to add on to this. So inhale, separate the legs from each other. Bring the elbow, bend the elbows, bring the hands to cactus form. And exhale, bring the legs together and then draw the elbows towards your rib cage. So it's almost like you're swimming. Inhaling, your legs come apart from each other, cactus form. Exhale, bring the elbows to your rib cage as you bring the legs together. Inhaling, elbows out to the side, cactus form, your legs are separated. Exhale, bring the legs together and draw the elbows in so you can lift the chest up. One more time. Inhale, this is so good for your back, for strength in all the muscles in your back. And exhale, bring the elbows in, lift the chest up, pause, and then slowly lower all the way down. Bring your your right cheek down to the earth. And then turn your head the other way, bring your left cheek down. And then we have one more thing to do for the low back strengthening. Bring your head back down to the floor. Your elbows are out to the side like cactus form. And then as you inhale, press your hands down and lift the chest up. So your arms are down on the floor now, your forearms are pressing down. Pause here for a moment, lift the chest up a little bit higher, and then lift the left leg up. And as you lift the left leg up, I want you to imagine you have a little target behind you, and you're just gonna do little circles with that left leg. So make the left leg so long. Imagine you have a Sharpie on your left big toe, and you're drawing this circle back behind you. They can be little circles, it doesn't have to be big circles. But keep lifting the chest as you're pressing the elbows down. And then reverse your circle. And keep breathing, inhale. Very nice, exhale. And then this time, come back to the center. Imagine your big toe is pushing into the center of that circle, and then bend the knee, bend that left knee, flex the left foot, and then you're just gonna lift the left knee up and up. So really squeeze the buttocks, use your hamstring, and then as you lift the chest up, lift that leg up. Keep that left hip on the floor. So you're not rolling onto the right side. The left hip is still on the floor. And you're just gonna lift that. Imagine somebody is sitting on your heel and you're just pressing it up. And 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Come all the way down. Bring your right cheek down and just rest for a moment. Take a nice deep inhalation. Nice long exhalation. I'm sure you feel this in all the muscles in your upper back, low back, mid back area. Bring your forehead back down on the floor. Bring your legs together so that you're imagining the ankles are touching each other. Press your hips down. Take a nice deep breath in, lift the chest up. And then as you lift the chest up, lift the right leg up this time. Find that circle behind you, find that target behind you, and then really reach your toe towards that target and do your circles. Circle in one way, make your legs so long, like you can actually touch the center of that circle with your right big toe. And then reverse the circle, going the opposite direction. Keep lifting the chest up, shoulders are away from the ears. Take a nice deep inhalation and exhale. And then bend that right knee, flex the right foot. Imagine someone is sitting on that right heel. Keep the right hip down, and then you're just gonna pulse that right leg up, and lift the chest up. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Very nice. Lower that leg down, bring your forehead down, maybe bring the left cheek down on the floor or right cheek down, whatever works best for you. Bend the knees and just windshield wiper your legs side to side. Take a nice deep breath in. I always like to incorporate some of this, back strengthening exercises. They're really good for the core, all the stabilizer muscles in the back, the multifidus muscles in between the vertebrae. And then very, very slowly begin to press yourself all the way up. Come into child's pose, just to stretch out all the muscles you just worked. So bring your forehead down, let your hips melt towards your heels. Take a nice deep breath in, exhale. And then as you're ready, press yourself all the way back up, come up to tabletop pose. Putting your hands flat on the floor, your knees directly underneath the hips. Inhale, lift the chest up as the tailbone goes up. And then exhale, pull the belly around the back and child's pose. And do this a couple more times, inhaling, coming forward, lifting the chest up, send the tailbone up. Exhale, pull the belly around the back and child's pose. And as you're rounding the back, really let your hips lengthen towards your heels. Inhaling, coming forward, lifting the chest up. Exhaling, pulling the belly around the back. See how good it feels to stretch out that back. And then this time, as you come forward, inhale, lift the chest up. Take that right leg back behind you. And as you draw the right knee towards your chest, lightly step that right foot in between the hands. Inhaling, lifting the chest up. Let the hips drop down towards the floor a little bit. And exhale, take your hips back to the heel. And then pause here for a moment and flex the right foot. So as you flex that right foot, you're going to come into what's called a half split. I want you to think about moving that right hip back behind you as the left hip comes forward. So the right hip goes back, the left hip comes forward, and that right foot is nice and flexed. You can even take your right hand to your right toes and lift the toes up towards the sky. Keep stretching that right hamstring. Those were some of the muscles we worked earlier on your belly. Inhale. And then exhale, bring the right toes all the way back down. Come into your lunge. Plant your hands flat on the floor. Tuck your left toes under and pick up the left knee off the ground. So now you're in a low lunge. If you have blocks, I always like to use my hands on a block initially. This really helps you just bring the floor up to your body so that you can somewhat relax in with this pose. And then if you don't have the blocks, that's fine. You can just be on your fingertips or flat on the floor. If you have the blocks, your hands are going on top of the block. And then you're just going to do these little pulses down. So not pulsing up, but little pulses down, down, down. And 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bring the knee down, left knee comes down. Move your blocks to the side. Take your right leg back behind you. And inhaling, lifting the chest up. And exhale, pull the belly around the back and child's pose. And 2 more times, just like this. Inhaling, lifting the chest up. Send the tailbone up towards the sky. Exhaling, pulling the belly and lengthen your spine towards your heels. Take your heels all the way back. Take your hips all the way back. Inhaling, coming all the way up. And exhaling, round the belly and take your hips all the way back to the heels. And then this time, as you come forward, inhale, take your left leg back behind you. Draw the left knee towards your chest and step the left foot in between the hands. So as you pause here, just kind of move back and forth a little bit. It's almost like you're lubricating that left hip. Inhale, coming forward, lift the chest up, and exhale, go back to your half split. And a couple more times, inhale, coming forward, lifting the chest up as the hips drop. exhaling into your half split. And last one, and then we're gonna hold the last one. So inhale, lift the chest up, exhale, half split, pause here. You can use the blocks if you like to or not, but I want you to really think about moving that left hip back. So the left hip wants to come forward. I want you to move the left hip back, and you can let the right hip come forward, flex the left foot toes. Maybe you can use your left hand to guide the left toes up towards the sky. You get a nice stretch all the way in your Achilles tendon and calves, all the way up to the hamstring. And then the tendency is to round the back here. So see if you can really lengthen the front side body as well. Sometimes I like to move my hand back a little bit so that I can lift the chest up. Take a nice deep inhalation and exhale. And then allow the toes to come all the way back down. Tuck your right toes under, pick up the right knee off the ground so you're in a low lunge. Now here, if you have the blocks, use your blocks, putting your hands on your blocks, or you can be on top of your fingertips. And then really energize that lifted leg. So right leg, right kneecap is lifted. Your right thigh is energized. And then you're just going to do those little pulses down and down. And 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Very nice. Bring that right knee all the way back down. Remove your blocks. If you're using them, place your hands flat. And take your left leg back behind you, inhaling, lifting the chest up. Exhale, pull the belly around the back, and then tuck your toes under, and you can lift up into your downward facing dog. And walk your feet in just a little bit and wide apart from each other. So maybe just the big toes are on the mat. So your heels are off the mat. And here I like you to think about moving the shoulders up to the ears, then rotating them down and away from the ears. So the minute you do that, you feel the upper arms coming on board. You're rotating the forearms towards each other as the triceps are moving away from each other. Take a nice deep breath in, pull the belly in, you're almost like narrowing your waist and sending your tailbone up towards the sky. You can bend the knees as much as you like to. Push the earth away so that you can lengthen the spine long. Inhale. And then exhale, slowly begin to walk your feet towards your hands. So here, the blocks would be really handy too, if you have the blocks. If you don't, that's okay. Keep the knees bent, take the right leg back, and then cross the right ankle behind the left ankle. So you see how I did that? The right leg back and cross it behind. So you're going to bend the left knee and the right leg is behind the left knee. Then begin to walk your fingertips either on the block or on the floor away to the left. So you're leaning onto the right and you feel a stretch all the way on the right side. Your fingertips are moving away from you, from your torso to the left. Now soften the head, let the head drop. Take a nice deep breath in. Exhale. And walk your fingertips all the way back to the center. Unwind your legs so that the feet are next to each other now. Bend the knees. Take the left leg, pick up the left foot off the ground and cross it behind the right foot, right ankle. And then you're going to walk your hands over to the right and lean into the left side. So I find this to be such an intense stretch for the hamstring. That's why having blocks really help, because you can really just bring the floor up and lean onto that side a little bit more. Keep breathing, take a nice deep breath and drop the head down, let the head drop. Let the head go completely. Exhale it out. And then coming all the way back to the center. Unwind your feet, bend the knees, bring your hands to your hips, and slowly come all the way up. Roll up one vertebrae at a time. Bring your chin to your chest, especially if you tend to get lightheaded right here. And then bend the knees deep. Have your feet be hip width apart. So the feet are hip width apart like this. Inhale, lift the arms overhead. And then exhale, bend the elbows back behind you and lift the chest up. So see, my elbows are like in cactus form. Pause here. As you inhale, lift the chest up, send your tailbone back. So we're doing like cat-cows in standing chair pose. And then exhale, pull the belly in, bring your hands all the way back down and almost like you're pushing the air away. Inhaling the chest up. This is so good for the shoulders, rotator cuffs, and exhale. Round the back and press the hands under. Keep the elbows shoulder height if you can. Inhaling the chest up, send the tailbone back, exhaling, pull the belly in and push as if you're actually like pushing into water or mud. Inhaling the chest up. Exhaling, round the back and push the air back. Inhaling, lift, keep the knees bent. Exhaling, pull the belly in, round the back. And one more time, inhale, lift the chest up, exhale. And then this time, inhaling, lifting the arms all the way up, straighten the knees, and exhaling, fold forward, bend the knees, with knees bent, come all the way back down. Inhaling, lifting the chest up halfway. Exhaling, planting your hands down. Take your right leg back, your left leg back. Come to top of the push-up. If this is too much, you can always bring the knees down. We're gonna do 3 push-ups here. So really take care of your shoulder. If doing push-ups on your in plank pose is too much for you, it's okay, bring the knees down. And then you're gonna inhale, lift the chest up first, and exhale, bring the chest down towards the earth. Inhaling, press back, exhaling, lower. Inhaling, press back, exhaling, lower. And then inhale, press back, either come to tabletop pose, and then lift up to downward facing dog. Walk your feet to your hands, please. Inhale, coming halfway up. Exhaling, fold forward. Bend the knees. Inhale, reach the fingertips all the way up into chair pose. Elbows out to the side. Lift the chest up. Inhale. Exhale, pull the belly and round the back. Push the air away. Inhale, then coming all the way back up. Straighten the knees. Exhaling, fold forward all the way down. Inhaling, halfway up, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhaling, fold, plant your hands down and step your left foot back, your right foot back. Again, 3 push-ups, either on the knees or you can do it in plank pose. Inhale first, exhale, lower. Inhale, press, exhale, lower. Inhale, press, exhale, lower. This time as you're pressing up, lift the hips up into downward facing dog. Take a nice deep breath in, keep the knees bent, and exhale, walk your feet all the way back to your hands. Inhaling, coming halfway up. Lift the chest up so you can lengthen the front, and exhale, lower down. Bend the knees deep and come into your chair pose. Inhale, lift the arms up, elbows out to the side, lift the chest up, send the tailbone back. Exhale, pull the belly and round the back and push the air away. Keep the knees bent, inhaling, lifting the arms all the way up. Exhaling, fold forward, all the way back down. Inhale, halfway up, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, fold, bend the knees, plant your hands down, and take your left leg back behind you. Come back into the low lunge like we did before. Inhale, lift the chest up. Exhale, this time you're gonna lift the hips up and keep the left heel off the ground. And then pause here. So again, really good place for the blocks. Move the right hip back as the left hip moves forward. Keep the left heel off the ground, and then see if you can lift the right toes off the ground too. Inhale, coming forward, bring the foot down, lift the chest up back into your low lunge. Exhale, lifting the hips up and lift the right toes off the ground. So the left heel is constantly stays off the ground. Inhale, coming back into your low lunge, drop the hips down. Exhale, lift the hips up and lift the toes off the ground. So flex that right foot. And last time, inhale. And exhale, right toes go up, pause here. Now, bring the right toes down on the floor and then lift the right heel off the ground. Ooh, you should feel that in the calves for sure. Bring the right heel down and step your left foot to meet the right. Inhale, halfway up, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhaling, fold and take your right leg back behind you. Come back into your lunge. Inhale, lift the chest up. And exhale, lift the hips up. That right heel stays off the ground. Inhaling into the lunge. And exhaling, lifting the hips up with the heel off the ground. Inhaling, low lunge. And exhaling into your pyramid pose. And one more time, inhaling, low lunge. And exhaling into this pyramid pose variation. Pause here. Move the left hip back as the right hip comes forward. And then see if you can flex the left toes. So I'm flexing my ankles. That allows me to really stretch the calf muscles. Inhale, lower the toes down, come back into your lunge. And exhale, lift the hips up and flex the left toes. Flex the left ankle. Inhaling back into your low lunge. And exhaling, toes lift up towards the sky. And then pause here for a moment. Really feel that lengthening of the entire posterior chain of your left leg. Now, lower the left toes down and then see if you can lift the heel off the ground. So now that really intensifies the stretch in the front of that shin. Maybe you're getting a little cramping and then bring the left heel all the way back down. Step the right foot to meet the left. Inhaling halfway up, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhaling, fold forward and just let the head go. Now shake the head side to side. You can maybe even grab opposite elbows and sway your back side to side. Take a nice deep breath in, exhale. Bring your hands to your hips, keep the knees bent, please, and then slowly begin to lift the torso up. So we're gonna add on to that whole sequence. Bend the knees, lift the arms up, inhale. Exhale, keep the knees bent, elbows out to the side. Inhale, lift the chest up. Exhale, pull the belly and round the back and press the earth away as you're rotating, using the rotator cuffs. Inhaling, keep the knees bent, reach the arms up. Exhaling, fold forward, Uttanasana. Inhale, halfway up, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, fold and plant your hands down. Take your left leg back behind you. Inhaling, coming into your low lunge. Exhaling, lifting the hips up and flex the right toes. Flex the right ankle. Inhale, come back into your low lunge. Plant your left hand down right next to the inner side of your right foot and then rotate into a revolving lunge. Lift the right arm up. Now do some nice big rotations of that right arm. So allow that right shoulder to go as far as you want in a little circle or a big circle, and then reverse the circle going back behind you. Open the chest each time you rotate. Good. And then you're going to bring that right elbow on top of your right knee, right elbow on top of the right knee. You're going to spin the back foot flat. Allow the right heel to align with the left inner arch. So maybe you need to move that heel in towards the midline a little bit more. So the right heel, the front heel, is aligned with the back left arch. Your right elbow is resting on top of your right thigh. Take your left hand to your right rib cage, your lower rib cage, and actually rotate your rib cage up towards the sky. So you see how I did that? You open your chest this way. Then you can extend the left arm up as much as you like to, but really think about rotating the right hip under your body as the chest opens towards the side. Extended side angle pose. Really press down through the right heel and then energize that left leg. Inhale. Exhale, rotate that left arm all the way back down to the floor. Bring your right hand down, pick up the left heel off the ground and step your left foot to meet the right. Inhaling, coming halfway up, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhaling, fold forward, Uttanasana, and take your right leg back behind you. Come back into your lunge. Inhale, lift the chest up, let the hips drop. Exhale, lift the hips up, flex the left toes. Inhale, lower the toes down, put your right hand on the inside of the left foot, and then reach the left arm all the way up into your revolve lunge. And go ahead and rotate the left shoulder. Nice, easy rotations. Just notice if there's a little area where it's like clicking or sticking, just be kind to the shoulders. Our shoulders are very vulnerable. We want to make sure that you take care of them. And then reverse the motion, circling back behind you. And I'm just going to turn so you can see me. Then the left arm, the left forearm comes on top of the left thigh. And as you spin the back foot flat, you bring the knife edge of your back foot, the outer edge of the back foot flat on the floor, and you align your left heel with the back arch. So sometimes I need to just move my foot back and forth just to align the left heel with the back arch. Now, take your right hand to your left rib cage, the lower rib cage, and then gently guide it open. And as you guide that open, your left hip naturally wants to roll under. So allow that motion to happen. As you press down through the outside edge of that right foot, you can raise the right arm up towards the sky, extended side angle pose, or Parsvakonasana. Take a nice deep inhalation. Keep pressing through the left heel. And as you exhale, bring that right hand all the way back down. Left hand comes down, right heel comes off the ground. Step your right foot to meet the left. Inhale, halfway up. Exhaling, fold. Bend the knees deep. Inhale, reach the fingertips all the way up towards the sky. And then bring the elbows out to the side. Lift the chest up, inhale. Exhale, pull the belly and round the back and press the hands down and away. Inhaling, reaching the fingertips up into your chair pose. Exhale, begin to slowly fold over. Keep the knees bent. Inhale, halfway up, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, fold, plant your hands all the way back down. Step your right foot back, your left foot back. We're going to do 3 push-ups. So either on the knees or in plank pose. Inhale first. Exhale, come down. Inhale, press up. Exhaling, come down. Remember, you can always do this on your knees. Inhale. and exhale. And then just push back to child's pose. Just rest in your child's pose for a moment. Take a nice deep breath in. Feel into your backside body, that whole entire posterior chain, all the way from your neck down to your hips. Really feel into those back muscles with every inhalation. And then your next inhalation, you're going to come up to all fours. Inhale, reach the right arm out to the side. Keep your gaze down to your left fingertips. Gaze down on the left fingertips as your right arm reaches out to the side. Exhale, thread the right arm under your body. So you're going under your body, under the left, and then bring the right shoulder down, bring the right ear down, and then just rest here for a moment. So as you're staying in this pose, I'd like you to think about softening the jaws a little bit more, not so much leaning on that right shoulder, but think about softening the jaws and softening the ears on the floor. If you feel like the head is really off the ground a lot, you can always put your head on a block or even on a pillow. So you're not really straining the neck to lower the head down. Your left arm can stay on the floor next to your head, or you can reach the left arm all the way up towards the sky, internally rotate the shoulder, and then the back of your hand can rest on your low back. So now in this pose, the tendency is to lean over to the right, and the left hip moves back. So this imbalances the hips. I want you to do the exact opposite. Can you lift the right heel up so that there's equal weight on both knees? So the right hip is moving up and back as the left hip is moving more forward towards your left shoulder. Take a nice deep breath in, let the jaws soften. Let the temple even soften towards the floor. Inhale. And then exhale. Relax your left arm. If your left arm is behind you, press yourself all the way back up. Bring the right hand down. Inhale, reach the left arm out to the side. Keep your gaze on your left fingertips. And then as you exhale, take the left arm underneath the body. Thread your left arm underneath. Bring the left cheek down on the floor. And as that left cheek comes down, just remember you can always pad it up so that your head doesn't have to strain, your neck doesn't have to strain to come down on the floor. If you like to, your right arm can reach up, internally rotate the right shoulder and put the back of your hand on your low back. And then notice here, my left hip wants to move back. So I'm going to move my left hip forward as the opposite. My right hip forward as my left hip is moving back and up. Back and up, and that equalizes the weight on your knees. Take some nice deep breath in. Let your jaw soften towards the floor. Let that scaling muscles on the side of your neck stretch down towards the floor. One more deep inhalation. And exhale. And then gently pressing your right hand down. Put with the strength in your right hand, press yourself up, bring your left hand all the way back down. Inhale, lift the chest up, tuck your toes under, lift the hips up into your downward facing dog. This is going to be the last sequence here. So inhale here, bend the knees, keep the knees bent, and then walk your feet all the way to your hands. Inhaling halfway up, exhaling, fold forward. Inhale, bend the knees, reach the fingertips up. Exhale, sink into the knees a little bit more. So sit back into your chair, your hips leaning back. Bring the elbows out to the side, lift the chest up, inhale. Exhale, pull the belly and round the back as you push the hands away, excuse me. Inhaling, lifting the arms all the way up. Exhaling, folding forward, all the way back down. Inhale, halfway up, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhaling, fold and step your right foot back. Inhale, drop the hips down, come into your low lunge. Exhale, keep the right heel off the ground and lift the hips up into pyramid pose. Flex the left toes. Pause here for a moment. Inhale. Exhale, bring the left toes down, come back into your lunge. Place your right hand on the inside, revolve lunge, reach the left arm up. Inhale. Exhale, your left forearm comes on top of your left thigh. Spin the back foot flat. And then as you rotate your chest open, reach the right arm all the way up, extended side angle pose. Inhale. Now here, I'm gonna ask you to keep the left knee bent. And then as you keep the left knee bent, lift your torso all the way up and come into your warrior two. Very nice. Press down, sink a little bit lower in your warrior two. And begin to reach back behind you, exalted warrior. Stretch out that entire left side. And then slowly begin to straighten that left knee. So you're coming into an exalted triangle pose or reverse triangle pose. Pause here, inhale. And exhale, reach the left fingertips forward. Keep the hips shifting to the right. So the hips are going to the right as your left fingertips reaching forward. Then your left hand can rest on top of your left thigh or left shin, or maybe even all the way down on the floor. But if you come to this pose and you feel like you're really closing your heart, I want you to come up a little bit higher. Rest your hand on your thigh and just open the chest up. You see how we did that in the same as the extended side angle pose. So you just want to really be able to have your body, your entire front side body facing forward. And then the right arm reaches up, inhale. You can have a slight flexion of that left knee, not to hyperextend that knee. Inhaling. And exhale, begin to bend that left knee, come back into your extended side angle pose, and then bring that right hand all the way back down. Lift the right heel up and step your right foot to meet the left. And that's the whole sequence. We just have one more side to do and we're all done. Inhale, halfway up. Exhaling, fold and step your left foot back behind you. And turn so you can see me this way. Inhaling, coming into your lunge. Exhaling into pyramid pose, flex the right foot. Inhaling, come back into your lunge. Your left hand goes on the inside of the right foot and then reach the right arm up, inhale. Exhale, bring your right forearm on top of your right thigh, spin the left foot flat and lift the left arm up into your extended side angle pose. Inhale, keep that right knee bent. And then slowly lift your torso up, sink into that right knee into your second warrior pose. Exalted warrior, reach back behind you, keep the right knee bent. And then now slowly begin to straighten the right knee, inhale. And as you exhale, shift your hips over to the left as your right fingertips reach in front of you. Your right hand can rest on top of your thigh or your shin. But keep the chest open. Keep rolling your torso to the front and reach the left fingertips up. Inhale into your Trikonasana triangle pose. Exhale, bend the right knee. Come back into your extended side angle pose. And then bring your left hand all the way back down. Pick up the left heel off the ground and step your left foot to meet the right. Inhale, halfway up. Exhaling, fold forward. Bring your hips all the way down, bend your knees and come all the way down on the floor. Come all the way on your back. Good. As you come down on your back, bring the heels a little bit closer to your hips. So maybe you can graze your fingertips, your heels with your fingertips, turn the palms up. And as you inhale, lift the hips up into your bridge pose. And then pause here for a moment. I'd like you to have your gaze either behind closed eyes or up towards the sky. And then just think about lifting the hips up as you soften the rib cage down. So the hips lift, the rib cage lower. Pause here for a moment. Press down through the bottom of both feet, and you really feel the extension in your quadriceps. So you really feel your quadriceps working. It's not just about the hamstrings and the glutes. I want you to really feel the quadriceps pressing and energizing and lifting. Inhale. And then exhale, slowly lower down one vertebrae at a time. Pause here for a moment. Windshield wiper your knees side to side. And as you inhale, begin to lift the right leg up, cross the right ankle, right knee on top of the left knee. So it's almost like you're sitting cross-legged. Press the bottom of your feet, left foot down, lift the hips up, shift your hips over to the right, and then drop the knees to the left. So you come into this nice twist. Your right arm can reach overhead or out to the side or cactus form, whatever is best for your shoulder. And your left hand can rest on top of your right thigh. And then close your eyes. Just let your belly be soft. Take some nice deep breaths into your soft belly. Feel the stretch in the low back. All the muscles that we worked are getting a stretch. So we want to work both on strength and flexibility. It's not just strength, strength, strength. It's not just flexibility all the time. We want to be able to balance our movements to make our body strong and nimble and flexible at the same time. And then gently begin to come back to the center. Unwind your legs. Inhale, extend the left leg up, cross the left knee on top of the right knee. Push down through the bottom of that right foot as you lift the hips up, and then let your hips go to the left as your knees go over to the right. Your left arm can be in cactus shape or reach overhead if you want to stretch out the armpit a little bit. Your right hand can rest on top of your left thigh. And close your eyes. Just breathe into your belly. Inhale. And exhale. Inhaling, feel the breath move all the way to your belly. Your internal organs are getting twisted right now, which once you release, it allows all the fresh blood and fluids rushing to those organs. This is how yoga becomes a fully integrated practice, because you're actually working the internal organs and twisting them and, creating healing environment for them as well. It's not just about the muscles and the tendons and the joints. And then gently lift your knees back up to the side. Bring your knees towards your chest. Rock a little bit side to side on your low back. Just kind of stretch out the low back. And then I'm going to ask you to either come into happy baby pose. So bring grab the outside edges of your feet. Let your bottom of your feet lift up towards the sky. Or you can just come into Supta Baddha Konasana. Bring the bottom of your feet together. Let your knees open to the side. Whatever is best for you. Sometimes it feels good to come into happy baby pose to stretch out the low back, and sometimes you just want to stretch out the inner and outer thighs. So whatever is best for you for right now, do that. Maybe you want to do both of them. That's fine too. But just begin to really feel the release in the hips and the release in the inner thighs, the outer thighs. Breathe into your belly wherever you are. Take a nice deep inhalation and exhale. And one more time. Take a nice deep inhalation and exhale. And then wherever you are, gently bring your knees back to your chest. And I'm going to ask you to roll over to one side, whatever side works best for you, and press yourself up. And then you're just going to come into a comfortable seat. So we're going to end with a little bit of a breathing exercise, pranayama, and a little meditation. So sit tall. You can sit on a blanket or a pillow or a block. And then take your right hand palm up. And you're going to basically fold in your index finger and the middle finger and extend the ring finger and the pinky and the thumb. Take your right thumb to your right side of your nostril, and it's going to be at the bottom of the bony structure. And your ring finger is going to go to the left side. So it's going to look like this. And you're going to really close both. Okay. As you close both, I want you to first inhale through both nostrils and then close both and then exhale slowly out of the right. It's going to sound like you're deflating a bicycle tire. So if it sounds like that, you know you're doing it right. Exhale out. Release, inhale through both nostrils. Hold it, block both, and exhale out through the left. So you're not completely opening that side, just partially opening it. Inhale through both nostrils. Hold it, and then slowly exhale out through the right. Inhale through both. Hold it, exhale out through the left. Inhale through both. Hold, exhale right. Inhale through both. Hold, exhale left. Inhale. We're going to just do this 2 more times. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Last round. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. And exhale. And then relax your hand down. Just notice the shift. Notice this feeling, notice this shift in your mind, in your body. Close your eyes. Just pause for a moment. And as you feel the shift in the sensations, notice any other feelings, any other sensations in the body. And whatever you're feeling in this moment is perfectly fine. There's no shaping or forcing your thoughts or feelings or emotions. Just allow whatever it is to flow through you. And whatever comes up, begin to recognize it as part of life, as part of our existence. With love and gratitude, allow the feelings to just circulate, the emotions. And just know that as long as we're present with whatever is going on inside, whatever that feeling or sensation may be, sometimes we call it good, sometimes we call it bad. Just notice that as long as we're present and fully aware of what the feelings and sensations and emotions are, that is just part of our humanity. And from that place of awareness, we can take action. Where choice comes from consciously choosing. There's absolutely nothing wrong with feeling sadness, anger, the same way as there's nothing wrong with feeling joy and compassion. It's just emotions moving through the body. As you're ready, begin to bow down to your own heart, lift your heart to your head. And thank you once again for allowing me to share this practice with you. You can sit longer in your meditation if you like to, or if you like to get on with your day, just slowly begin to open your eyes. And thank you so much. Have a beautiful day. Namaste.